But this is one of 2 shootings at Edgewater Park that is discouraging crowds from coming to the beach in the summer destination. Police released this statement after increased violence. Even with this program in place, Kent police say that crime is rare in the city. However, they also shared that this program gives people and businesses some ownership in keeping it that way. Where the fire at the mill was lit just behind me a couple of days ago. Now, since then, it has been contained, but there are still concerns moving forward. A primary election is coming up on March 19th, and residents need to be aware of the deadlines for in-person or mail-in options to secure your vote. Now, you can request and return absentee ballots by Monday, March 18th with the appropriate postage. On Franklin Boulevard, a series of 7 mini roundabouts are now complete, hoping to make drivers slow down and make the city streets safer for the growing population in Ohio City. Those still looking to complete their taxes, walk-in appointments are available in the Crawford Hall atrium this Friday. And those searching for an online option can search IRS Free File to complete and submit by the April 15th deadline. As the Sherwin-Williams Building Our Future project nears completion, the city's skyline is going to look a little different, bringing nearly 4,000 employees to the new building downtown. The local bar in Strongsville filled to capacity, where voters from around Northeast Ohio gathered to hear Vivek Ramaswamy right after he joined the Ohio governor's race.
I am running to serve as your next governor of the great state of Ohio. Thank you,
The former presidential candidate is starting off with momentum, thanks to endorsements from President Trump and Elon Musk within hours of his official announcement Monday.
Came in right after we launched the campaign, and we are taking the country and this state to the next level.
I definitely vote for him, whether Trump endorsed him or not. I think it's a great thing to know that Trump likes the guy that I like.
Ramaswamy laid out his vision for Ohio, covering topics like Ohio's economy, education, safety, and mental health. The crowd cheering loudly on his promises to cut property and income taxes.
Buckle up. Anybody ready to abolish the income tax in Ohio?
As well as plans to bring more industry to Ohio. His goal is to make the Ohio River Valley the next Silicon Valley.
We're in the middle of a second industrial revolution in the world right now, and I believe Ohio will lead the way.
There's a long road ahead until the 2026 election. However, those in attendance are excited about the future for Ohio.
This is a point of hope. You can only have hope. We all have kids. He's obviously a successful businessman. Hopefully this translates to operating a state.
A prominent reason for the enthusiasm, people seem to like who Ramaswamy is.
The new blood needs to come in. So I believe Vivek is that kind of fire he can bring to Ohio, and he can make this state as an excellent state.
The race for Ohio governor will really take shape in the May 2026 Republican primary. So far, Ramaswamy is competing against Ohio's current Attorney General, Dave Yost. For KSTV News,
our best days are still ahead of us.
I'm Sydney Brown.
Thank you, Strongsville.
Halloween isn't the only thing that causes a fright. That's why Kent police are keeping an eye on the community.
This community camera watch program is something that we've been doing for a couple of years.
But this is no ordinary community watch. Kent police are using Ring cameras.
It just gives us the opportunity to reach out to them and say, a crime may have happened in your neighborhood and your cameras may have caught some footage that could be really useful in our investigations.
Police say this initiative is used at other Ohio police stations with the goal of mitigating crime in the area. Already, over 60 cameras have opted in.
I was actually really happy about it. I found out about it a few months ago and opted in.
Any kind of extra layers of protection is a good thing. Obviously, we love this community. We want to be safe in it. We want our kids to be safe in it. So if there is an additional option or way to make that happen, why wouldn't we support it?
Even with this program in place, Kent police say that crime is rare in the city. However, they also shared that this program gives people and businesses some ownership in keeping it that way.
Our street's pretty boring, but sometimes you never know. So yeah, I was actually a very positive reaction to it.
Kent police say they hope residents feel safer knowing there is a plan in place for combating crime in the community.
It is hopefully kind of cut back on the amount of property crimes that have gone on, especially around businesses or homes where it's clearly marked or clearly visible that they have some type of surveillance, or they're alert, they're prepared. They're not going to be victims.
Reporting in Kent for TV2 News, I'm Sydney Brown.
It used to be if you wanted to steal someone's wallet, you had to be on the same street as them and steal their wallet. But now it can be done from halfway around the world just using a computer.
Chances are you refresh your inbox today, and this daily habit in the online space is so routine that it's easy to forget about threats that could appear as a phishing or spam email.
Day to day, hackers and scammers are looking for a payday. And they may do that by getting your bank account information, your credit card information, or getting your personal data, using that to make money in some other way.
New security advancements at Kent State University hope to add an additional layer of protection to keep this digital space safe.
And then our automated systems, capture most of the phish. It's the multiple thousands that get caught automatically and don't even make it to somebody's inbox.
The university system watches 1.7 million email messages go out a day from tens of thousands of email accounts.
It's not enough to just recognize it. We really want people to tell us. So if you're seeing something that got through our, security controls, let us know.
Today's college students grew up with technology, yet on the back end are just as accessible to scammers and can be reached on nearly every platform.
Young people are very much living their lives online. They're conducting all their business online and things like that.
And meeting younger demographics where they're at, cases of social media and tech scams are on the rise that some experts warn are attempting to exploit people.
It's all a ploy to create a sense of urgency for the victim. And that's the case for all phishing type attacks. It's always that sense of urgency that they're playing on.
Unique passwords and multi-factor identification are the best ways to stay safe, but also your own suspicions.
Part of it is also trusting your gut. So people are actually incredible at identifying situations that aren't quite right.
You've got a chance to become a billionaire. No one won last night's Mega Millions jackpot. Now Friday's jackpot grows to $1.25 billion with a cash option of about $625 million. The chance of winning is 1 in 302 million. NFL football is uniting football communities in the Canton area during this year's Hall of Fame week. The 23rd annual event began this morning with a 3-mile-long human chain of local area youth stretched from the Frank Tebow building in downtown Canton, where the NFL was founded in 1920, to the front steps of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Kids under 18 received a t-shirt, free lunch, and a voucher to the Hall of Fame. Reason to get checked for sleep apnea, plus how some special robots are bringing joy to youth patients. Those stories and more in today's Fox Family Health Report. All clear and out of here. Cedar Point revealed its refreshed coaster, Top Thrill 2, the world's tallest and fastest triple launch coaster. The new ride comes after America's Rock and Roller Coast amusement park recently settled a lawsuit over the former coaster, Top Thrill Dragster. We have all the coverage you need to be in the know for this year's election day, so stick with us for the hour. We'll be featuring local elections throughout Portage County, varying from tax levies to city council races. Now there are updates on former President Trump's federal case. Trump filed a 67-page document asking a federal appeals court to overturn the limited gag order that was issued against him. Trump also reiterated he will turn to the Supreme Court for relief if the appeals court declines to reverse any part of the order. Kent State is celebrating 50 years of education abroad in Florence, and this is a very unique point of pride for Kent State. The Met Gala, the first Monday in May. Yeah. It's pretty exciting. I actually think I'm always on my phone, for the Instagram updates of who just showed up, what's going on. It's such a point of conversation now.
That's
you
true.
have to know what's going on. And
Yeah.
that's what Anna Wintour's so good at with planning the Met Gala.